good, y'all? It's your boy Jay back at it again, and today we got the most pathetic racist on the internet by Kamal. Y'all know what the deal is, man. We ain't gonna bro. We just gonna get right into it, man. Get tapped on my socials, my Insta, my other YouTube channel, Jays here. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
If there's anything I hate more than a fat person,
yeah, he really did hold Fresh and Fit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Fresh and Fit, if they went down the trajectory they were on in like 2020, 2021 when they first started doing this type of stuff, they could have had big name celebrities, YouTubers, actors, actresses on the show if they chilled out. Like if they were just doing what they was doing, they could have done some. But then they went full conservative, alt-right racist. Like this man literally has a Klan sheet on his head. What are we doing?
it's a fat black person.
I mean, this African man is literally wearing a Klan hood and has...
Yes, Myron, you are from Sudan, if I'm not mistaken. You are from Sudan. You're from Africa, my boy. They're not gonna... The people you're trying to appeal to, you're trying to bootlick into, the MAGA people, you know what I'm saying, the alt-right people, Project 2025 individuals, they're not going to support you, man. They're gonna use you, and then the moment they get what they want out of you, they're just gonna throw you away. You feel me?
Chimpanzee noises on his soundboard. I should just end the video here. But for whatever reason, I've spent the past few months looking into how somebody can be like this.
Anytime you make a racist comment to the blacks, just stand on that, bro. Never apologize, bro.
And what I found is...
You're dark. Myron, look. Myron, you are quite literally from Africa. Myron, you're dark as hell. And isn't it like Myron not even like kind of like light skinned or something where you could at a glance mistake him for being white. Myron, you're dark as hell. Myron, you dark in a bit. Like, I don't know, like maybe his mom or dad, maybe one of them is black or something. But it's like, Myron, they're not going to accept you, bro, unless you are white. And when I mean white, I mean both parents is just Caucasian. You ain't got no black, no mix, no nothing. They're not going to side with you, gang. I've seen a clip where you was in like a video call and there's a couple dudes and they said, yeah, man, once we gain power, we're kicking everybody else who is not white out. That's what they said word for. And then he called them a sand hard R. Like, they do not mess with you, bro.
To the blacks, just stand on that, bro. Never apologize, bro.
And what I found is truly beyond belief. So let's get started. To put things into context, Myron is an ex-federal agent who quit his job so that he could put 100% of his focus into a podcast dedicated to degrading women and black people.
Men created the world that your fat ass lives in right now, that you can eat the surplus calories that you do every single day and not go to the gym.
Nigga, this is why black women are at the bottom of the fucking tier, man.
What's your nationality? I've been asking this all the time.
Being a racist asshole isn't new when it comes to the Red Pill movement, but the thing that really fascinates me about Myron Gaines is that he's one of the few people in this dumbass movement that actually believes the bullshit he's constantly preaching. You're somebody who has met this man, Myron. I'm sure you had some sort of like opinion on him before you met him. What surprised you after meeting him?
So a lot of red pill guys are super fake. They're not as tall as they say they are. They don't actually care.
Yeah, a lot of these red pill dudes behind the scenes, they be simping, bro. They be simping, bro. They dead ass be simping on some shit. Let me see if I can get proof of my claims and all that. Let me see if a nigga can get proof right quick. I know Wes Watson. That's the first name, Wes Watson. He was paying to have a girlfriend. Bro was paying to have a girlfriend. If that's not, to me, that's not alpha. That ain't no alpha male right there. Alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these dudes be simping. They be paying for box. And listen, if you want to pay for box, hey, bro, that's cool, man. Do what you want to do. But don't lecture dudes on how to get girls when you're paying for them, my boy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like to scam millions, get scroll. Yeah, Walter be getting embarrassed. And it's like, when he be getting talked over and embarrassed, it's like Myron don't even be trying to help him a lot of the times. It's honestly sad for real, bro. Wes Swanson, there's a video on him. I don't know who this dude is, you feel me? Like, a lot of these alpha dudes be, like, simping, bro. Because they're projecting insecurity and their pain on other people. You feel me? For scamming Sims. And the problem is that a lot of these, like, alpha dudes, right? A lot of these alpha dudes that try to give these dudes advice didn't get any play until they blew up on social media or got their businesses together. And a lot of them are bagging these really good looking girls and whatnot off just money and clout. So they don't really have game. Like, they don't have sauce. You feel me? Like, I've seen a clip where Fresh, you know, Bismarck, you know what I'm saying? It's not Fresh, my bad. It was Bismarck, you know, the FedEx Furious. He was talking to a girl and she was from Russia. I'm not going to say his game was, like, terrible. He wasn't weird, but it was just dry. Like, it just kind of was dry, you feel me? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of these alpha dudes do not have the best game. A lot of them are not the best when it comes to putting the outfits on, you feel me? A lot of them aren't good with girls, bro. They're bagging these girls off just money and clout and fame and whatnot, you feel me? And the thing is, these dudes only started getting girls recently, right? Bro, I think it was Nick Fuentes. He said he didn't get a girlfriend until he was in his 30s, my nigga. Same with Myron. He said his first girlfriend was in like his 30s or late 20s. So a lot of these dudes is getting advice from these guys about girls and dating who've never dated long term or have almost like zero field experience in the game. Like, they have not dated. They've never had a lot of surplus when it comes to women at like a younger age. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how the game works for real, which is kind of the issue.
Here, they almost never like live by the values that they like tell men that they should live by. Myron is not one of those characters.
He believes this shit so much that he publicly admitted that he was more proud to be yelling at OnlyFans models 3 times a week than he was saving children from child traffickers as a federal agent.
So I left a job that
It's like, you're yelling at the hoes for being hoes, my nigga. Like, you're bringing OF models on your stream and then expecting them to be very intelligent women. Like, that doesn't strike me as like an OF model or someone who posts booty pics of themselves doesn't strike me as the most intelligent individual on the internet. You feel me?
truly loved to do this, right? Because
you hear this music in the back, bro. This nigga serious. Yeah, Myron, I'll say this about Myron, right? He stands on what he says, bro. He stands on what he says. He is not a grifter. He's not just doing it for the clips. No, this nigga loves what he does. This nigga is a dedicated champion to this shit, boy.
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Sentimental.
You are a bitch.
It's insane that this is the career that Myron is so proud of, that it brings him to literal tears. But what's even more insane is how he actually handles himself on the podcast. Because when Myron's not hustling online courses or giving the worst dating advice humanly possible,
You shouldn't even be taking girls seriously until you're 35 years old, making $100,000 a year, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, being the
Nigga, if every nigga did that, bro, population going down, nigga, birth rate plummeted and like, the problem with these guys that think that money is everything. And is money important? Yeah. Right? Being able to buy nice clothes, feed yourselves, not have to worry about, rent and bills, obviously important, right? Money is definitely plays a role in a relationship, especially if we're talking long term. But the problem with these guys is that money doesn't play a massive role when it comes to relationships until later on. A lot of guys are teenagers, like 14, 15, 16, 17. A lot of these guys are in high school or late middle school watching this content, and they want to date, and they have a girl that they're into or girls into them, and they think they gotta get a bank, like they gotta get 100K, a bare minimum a year before they even date, which is not how that works, right? I'm not saying to not try to get money. I'm not trying to advocate for you to not be focused on your goals and your grind. But what I'm saying is that if you want to date a girl and you both like each other, then go at it, right? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But don't throw away every romantic opportunity with a woman just to get money. Just to get to the bag. Because dating and dealing with women will give you experience. It will teach you lessons. It will make you have to grow and reflect as a person. Right? You'll have to learn to be a better communicator. You'll have to learn to be more empathetic. You'll have to learn that y'all are not going to be talking all day every single day, right? You know what I'm saying? There's going to be dry periods. There's going to be periods where y'all not talking like that. You feel me? Especially if y'all went really like, when y'all first started dating, y'all really were into each other. Y'all talked, y'all FaceTime, y'all texted for hours, da-da-da-da. Like, there's going to be a dry period after that, especially in relation to the, you know, let's just call it the honeymoon phase early in the relationship, right? So, he's not wrong when he's saying get money, right? Money is going to make your life better, right? I do agree that, you know, getting to the bag is important, but at the same time, don't just throw away all romantic opportunities and throw away women and say they're not even worth it, just to get money, right? That's ridiculous to me. In fact, most of your parents and grandparents dated when they didn't have a lot of money, right? I guarantee when your parents met each other, they were not like making $100K a year individually. Like, that didn't happen.
The gym and have a body count of 50.
He's doing shit like this.
You motherfuckers weren't there when I got the false accusation against me. You motherfuckers weren't there when this bitch lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses, 3 years later, believe some bitch that makes the same allegations again. You idiots.
I honestly believe there's more videos of Myron freaking out and screaming like a bitch than any man, woman, or child on the internet. It's insane that this is the man that's convinced that women are too emotional to do anything than make sandwiches.
I'm actually very big into a traditional relationship where the man is
this nigga in a strip club?
Do anything than make sandwiches.
I'm actually very big into a traditional relationship where the man is the leader and protects and provides for his woman, and all she has to worry about is making sandwiches and taking care of the kids. And I think that's how society's thrived for a long time. So it's actually the contrary.
But acts like this on a regular basis.
99% of you content creators are fucking pussies. Fucking f***ers. No one respects you. They make fun of you in the chat because you're a fucking loser. Saying you're fucking depressed about drugs and don't make this. You're a bitch. You haven't dealt with no real adversity.
Bro is tweaking out. Look at even Sneeko's like, this nigga tweaking out. Yo, even Sneeko looking like, yo, is this nigga good?
That's the fucking problem, you privileged fucking
Even though he's the one who let his own emotions cost him and his special needs friend millions of dollars. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, Fresh and Fit have been in controversy basically since the beginning of their dog shit podcast, but I think Myron's downfall really began once the Fresh and Fit podcast got demonetized. And there were a few really stupid decisions that this dumbass made that led to that happening. The first one being when Myron and his dumbass friends got so fed up with people making fun of them for being narrow-minded morons who hate half of the human population that they try to get a bunch of YouTube channels deleted by sending them false copyright claims.
That's where they messed up. You can't just go, just because Abba and Preach or some other guy makes a video about you doesn't mean you just delete them or try to get them deleted. Like, that's gonna make it worse, bro. You're resisting criticism and or people talking about you, so it's going to persist. Running
Fit decided to hit us with dozens of copyright claims. We saw this was probably going to end up coming, and honestly, not upset about it at all. They apologized to us for some of the comments that they made in regards to Preach's significant other.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo,
you gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
we should fly her.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo, we should fly her up.
Guarantee her. Flew out. You may kiss the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you.
And then afterwards, recently, they decided to copyright claim the video that we did in response to their apology.
You copyright striking 3 of our videos means that our channel could have gotten permanently terminated. For your reporting of our fair use reaction to your hypocrisy, you were willing to terminate our channel.
For those of you who don't know, channels like mine that use other people's clips only exist because of the fair use law, which basically means you can use other people's clips as long as you're like making your own thing. And you're not,
as long as you're not just letting the shit play out. Like, that's why even on my main channel when I'm editing videos and I'm getting clips from all these shows and animes and da-da-da-da-da, I gotta add filters, add sound effects, do cuts, do crops. That's why those videos take a minute, because I can't just let the clip play out for 20 seconds. No. YouTube gonna get your ass. You gotta actually edit. Right, that's when I'm reacting. I'm yapping, my nigga. You gotta transform it in some way. You gotta add an edit. You gotta actually, you know what I'm saying, speak.
Just like taking somebody's stuff and re-uploading it, you know? But Myron, Mr. Freedom of Speech, instead of addressing people's very valid criticisms of him, essentially went to YouTube lying, saying that channels like Auburn Preach were just taking his videos and re-uploading them and not creating their own
Which is a lie, because Playback was reacting to them, Auburn Preach were reacting and talking about them, and they would pause the video, give their own commentary, edit the video. Like, they actually would do stuff. Like, it's one thing if they said 2 sentences in a 30-minute video and then just let it play out, but they actually did talk about it. Like, they gave commentary.
Formative work, which is complete bullshit. I think this is...
Imagine being able to build an app with your...
Yeah, especially, I think the problem with Myron and a lot of these red pill dudes is that they're sensitive, right? And it's even worse because you're telling these young men that women are so emotional and that you need to be strong. You gotta be able to be tough. And yet these guys are throwing hissy fits when other people make videos on them.
I think this is about the most bitch-made thing an online creator can do.
Here's some chicken wings.
Thank you so much.
This nigga really rented out a strip club. This is wild. This man really rented out a strip club, some type of club, bro. This is insane.
I appreciate that. Instead of actually addressing the criticism that people bring you, you instead decide to go to your boss and lie on them and try to get them fired.
Here's your burger, babe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Because you don't like them making fun of you. And Myron did this after he apologized for going too far and going after people's wives. From my perspective, this whole thing just felt like 2 bitter children lashing out because they know they're wrong. I genuinely don't understand how anyone has any kind of...
Bro, why? Yo, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? This nigga in the strip club, bro.
Respect for this man.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're back. You know what I'm saying? The haters tried to kill us. Over 30+ YouTube channels made videos like slandering our name, whatever it is. Now they're mad that there's consequences of actions, bro.
Because after the entire YouTube community went after Myron for being a Karen, instead of learning to address people's criticisms of him or changing his dogshit behavior, this was Myron's new and improved way of dealing with people critiquing him, where Myron pretended to be the monkey version of his 2 biggest black critics, Auburn Preach. Yeah, this motherfucker had a virtual Klan rally. Because of course he did. And if that wasn't bad enough, the next day, Myron went on another stream with Sneeko, another racially confused, self-hating
baby girl.
What's up?
God, you're black.
Oh my god, dude.
Darker than I expected.
Nick Fuentes, a literal white supremacist.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist.
Zerka, who got kicked off of Kick for being a pedophile, and just Pearly Things, who basically is just Myron light.
I think if a woman cheats, she's trying to leave you. If a man cheats, he's just like it's like a handshake.
Yeah. Just saying things to appease to the red pill, bro. Just saying anything to peel the red pill, bro.
Myron then puts on a sheet and calls black people monkeys for another 3 hours.
Preach is crying right now, swinging from a monkey branch.
Bro,
we got these niggas running like it's an employment line.
What the
What the fuck you niggas doing? Y'all sitting there in that tight ass.
It's like, gang, you could have, if Myron just had some common decency and some decorum, Fresh and Fit would be up like 30 points. And even if people disagree with him, like, they would still be people coming on the show, right? But no, Myron wants to crash out on OF girls and call Auburn Preach monkeys and mentally handicapped individuals. You feel me?
Real. I'm sitting next to a fucking monkey with dreads for a decade.
And what did this foolishness lead to? His channel getting demonetized. Also, for him to compare this to Clayton Bigsby is one of the most delusional things I've ever heard in my life.
Goes to show how things have changed, because I remember when Dave Chappelle did the Clayton Bigsby Back in the day, it was f***ing hilarious, but nowadays you do that shit, they're like, oh my God. Just goes to show how pussified we've become.
Just in case his dumbass is watching, let me try to explain why this is not the same thing, and I'll talk real slow just for you. Myron, that character, Clayton Bigsby, is supposed to be a piece of shit. And the absurdity of a blind Klansman who doesn't know that they're black is the comedy part. What you're doing isn't funny because you're not playing a character like Dave Chappelle is. You're actually just a racist.
Almost every time I gotta evict something, it's a bitch. Every fucking time, bro.
Just because you put on an accent doesn't mean you don't mean what you're saying. I know you mean what you're saying because you say it all the time.
Bro, reparations are for fucking retards, okay? Black people need to just stop being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout, okay? We're not gonna give you your fucking reparations.
Let's keep it 1,000. You niggas get your reparations. What you gonna do with it?
You'll buy a bunch of some Jordans, some fucking drugs, some weed.
They're gonna buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yo, nigga.
Yeah.
What good, my boy?
And his Robin sidekick, Fresh, is just eating all this supremacy shit up. He's like, yeah, Myron, get him, big bro. Get him, big bro. Fresh, you're black as fuck. You might be blacker than me, nigga. You black, nigga. You are. I'm 95% sure he's Haitian. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this nigga is Haitian. You are black. And you are sliming out your people just to appease to Myron and the Red Pill bros, bro. It's probably because a lot of these Red Pill niggas, or the Red Pill community, is linked with the Republicans and the, MAGA community and the fundamentalist Christians. It's all linked up in the biosphere, and racism is very prevalent in that biosphere. So, yeah. It is what it is, bro.
Fendi, you gotta buy some bullshit.
Buy some guns.
You gotta buy some guns.
Rob
like,
niggas.
Yeah. Like, you niggas aren't gonna spend the money and invest.
Go back to jail.
Majority are gonna do criminal shit.
Yep, 100%.
These aren't jokes. You're just racist. And you being African doesn't change that. It just makes it even more sad.
They want to go here and say, you're Myron, cool. The fucking Arab guy that's also black that literally, like, I hit so many different check marks for the KKK. Y'all want to call me cool.
These black orangutan primate bitches.
But let's get back to Myron costing him and his special needs friend millions of dollars. Because unfortunately for humanity, the Fresh and Fit podcast was actually one of the top podcasts in terms of YouTube donations. If you're a rational person, you're probably curious on how these two were making millions from this.
She got 3.5. Why and how can she improve?
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the.
Yeah, I think I'd already talked about this dude.
She got 3.5.
Maxine.
Why and how can she improve?
Calvary, I think that's his name. Bro. This nigga, he quite literally said he did meth for looks maxing. I'm not taking advice from a nigga who does meth, bro. The guy literally said, oh yeah, bro, I put meth in my veins to looks max. I'm not taking any advice. And I'll be damned if someone says, oh, how can he improve his looks? And then this dude gonna look at me and be like, well, your frontal max parabola is slightly extended 0.5 inches, and your Calville tilt, your Kenville tilt, needs to be 5 inches towards the mitochondria. Like, I'm not listening to none of that, boy. I'm not trying to hear that.
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial fold.
What the fuck is a nasolabial fold, my nigga? What is a nasolabial fold?
Horrible total facial width to height ratio. Just really bad age indicator.
Like, bro, this nigga got motherfucking X-ray vision or some shit.
But obviously, at 30, that's not something really that's gonna surprise me.
So let me try to explain. Because their business model was evil, but very effective. Step 1, create a podcast where your audience hates pretty much all women, but especially women who work in the sex industry. Step 2, have as many sex workers on the podcast as humanly possible.
It's like you're in Miami, you keep inviting the hoes to the podcast. Like, I don't understand that. Like, niggas want to discuss social, political, dating issues with sex workers. Like, what do you predict their responses are going to be, bro?
All women, of course, to give the illusion that the average woman lives life on easy mode.
Hi, my name is Kazumi. Penis.
Like, look at what she's wearing, my nigga.
Woman lives life on easy mode.
Hi.
You know what type of work she doing, broski. We're not at the beach. She's just letting the knockers out, broski. You feel me? Like, You don't know what she's about. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, my name is Kazumi. Penis. I'm 25. I do porn. Hi guys, I'm Paris Banks, and I am in the adult industry.
I'm a hairstylist, permanent makeup artist, and I just recently started OnlyFans.
I'm Emma Magnolia. I also do porn.
Thing is, a lot of these women in the sex industry, you see the top of the top making money, but a lot of these girls are dead broke. They're not. Majority of OF models or people who start OnlyFans do not make bank, and the sex industry is dangerous for women. Like, I reacted to a vid a couple months ago about the deaths of porn stars, right, and how dangerous that industry is. I don't know if it's on this channel or it's on my Jays Here channel, and I deleted it because I wanted that to just be about like real commentary videos and stuff. But I reacted to a vid like that one time, man. That industry is terrible.
On average women with regular jobs, you wouldn't be able to sell this male victimhood fantasy to your audience of disgruntled divorcees.
And the thing is, this victimhood mentality where you bring a bunch of OF models and sex workers onto your podcast and you try to convince your audience that all women live life on easy mode to try to build victim mentality. Let's say that all women theoretically live life on easy mode. What now? What are you going to do about it? You feel me? Like, that's why I don't support this whole women have it easy, women are this, because it's not going to help you. If your mindset about women isn't helping you be happier, make more money, build knowledge, or, you know what I'm saying, just be a more well-rounded individual, like gratitude, expressing gratitude, then there's no point to it. If it's not helping you build wealth, knowledge, peace, or happiness, there's no point in believing your ideal. Because it's not going to serve you. It's just going to damage you. Right? And the idea that all women live life on easy mode and that they never struggled is ridiculous.
Overly emotional incels.
Okay, men and women are not the same. We're not the same at all. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. Can I sell feet pictures for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and possibly make a living off it?
I can. If you find that one who loves feet, maybe.
Okay, you're still living ladies, stop cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. So you're still living in Disney World? No, I'm talking about reality. Can a man make a living off of his sexuality like a woman can?
No.
Okay, so therefore we have different rules and privileges, correct? So it is ridiculous for you guys to try to impose your rules and realities on a man that doesn't have nearly the same amount of privileges.
Step 3. Give the losers in your audience the opportunity to insult or disparage the women on your podcast with super chats. Grandma, super chats are basically when somebody gives money to your stream with a message attached to it. A message usually read aloud by Myron because the other one struggles to read and speak the English language.
But the moment you start paying the bills, you stop being the man. They thought you were gonna. Well, I mean, you could be the man.
Vaughn B goes, just joined the stream, and to my dismay, I saw the chick in the yellow top with the pancake booty standing and swaying her brick-shaped hips. Don't let her stand ever again. Thanks. $20 from Zentius. How big am I? Clearly, it's not as big as the miles of pipe you've had, the number of DNA on your chin, nor the overvalued holes. Stay in your lane, and thank you for making me richer as you buy cat food that I invested in.
See, Myron's audience of losers loves this because it's the most cowardly way for them to hurt the feelings of a random woman they hate for no reason. Like I said, definitely a net negative on humanity, but also very effective. And the part I always found hilarious was that the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for subscribing to the OnlyFans of the girls that came onto the show.
Crazy. Niggas type all that about you're da-da-da-da, you're da-da-da-da-da-da, and then, you know what I'm saying, when it gets late, gotta get they goons in, bro.
So I asked you about this a little while ago, I think. Did you hear the rumors that like the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for like buying the OnlyFans of the women on the show?
So I'm friends with a lot of OnlyFans content creators.
Is that rumor true though?
Shout
out. I'm saying it might be. Cause if your audience is a bunch of incels and niggas who don't get girls and they just stay inside all day and they donate super chats to berate these women, the chances that they are beating their meat consistently, like to the point where they're paying for, you know what I'm saying, pictures and videos, yeah, most definitely, bro. I ain't gonna front.
All of them explicitly have told me that they go on those shows because it's so notorious for growth. Like you'll just make, like oftentimes like a lot of women like double
Really?
I won't say the names of the women who have told me this, just for like I haven't gotten consent that they like want me to name drop them.
Sure.
But like I know like 20 to 30.
Damn, really?
All of them say this. Every girl and whatever as well. I'll talk to them afterwards and be like, why are you here? They're like, to promote my OnlyFans. Like, why would I put up with abuse otherwise?
Speaking of subscribing to OnlyFans, today's video was sponsored by me.
Tight.
Just based off of how awful Myron is. An interview with Tijuana Jackson on there. And my favorite was an interview I did with some of the dancers where we all call Myron gay. That was a lot of fun.
Without a doubt, he's gay. He sounds gay.
I'm not sure I'm gonna make any money off of this video just based off of how awful Myron is.
You also filmed this in a strip club, my boy.
Link in the description. Anybody who saddest man in America. Ironic, right? It's almost like Myron and his loser-ass fans are just a bunch of obnoxious hypocrites that make all of their decisions based off of resentment and anger. But
that's the problem with a lot of these red pill guys and their ideologies. A lot of it is based in fear and anger and resentment. Because a good amount of these dudes, like I said previously, didn't get no play when they was in high school. The hoes wasn't messing with them. They probably got rejected, cheated on, or just never really had real relationships with women until they got in their late 20s and 30s. So when they get up, they start making money, they start getting in shape. They're like, wow, now y'all want to mess with me. Y'all didn't want me when I was down, but when I'm up, y'all want me, which is a stupid mentality. Because I'm gonna put in perspective for you guys right there, right? If there is a girl who wants to date you, let's just do like y'all both just got in college, right? She wants to date you. She's not that attractive. You probably say she's like a 4 or a 3, right? Her hygiene's not the best. She doesn't look that good. She doesn't know how to dress, etc. You're not feeling her. 3 years later, she's looking fine. Like she's at 8. Because she's up, you know what I'm saying? She put in the work to get up. She fixed her looks. Her hygiene's really good, all that. You're not at fault for not wanting to date her when she was not, you know what I'm saying, good looking and when she was looking crusty, money. Same thing with a girl. If you do not want to date a dude who's a 3 and then he gets to an 8 in like 3 years, you're not at fault either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a scouter that's going to predict when a guy is going to level up or get to the next level. You also aren't entitled to date a guy just because you feel bad for him. You want to grow. Like, you're not entitled to date anyone, right? And no guy is entitled to date a woman. Like, what I'm saying here is that the idea that a woman is evil for not wanting to date me when I'm down is stupid. Because who would want to mess with someone in a long-term relationship if they are out of shape, ugly, and their energy is off? Especially if their energy is off. Because you can bag a girl and not have a lot of money, not be the best looking, but if your energy is correct, and you know, you're funny, you're chill, you're relaxed, you're just chilling, you can, you know what I'm saying, bag a girl, bro. And that's why I disagree with a lot of these red pillers. They think money is everything, when in actuality, a lot of this stuff is just your energy, your frequency, how cool you are, how chill you are. And even if you're not bagging girls, you're going to have just more positive interaction with women when you're not super judgmental and hateful and resentful and all that.
That's probably not true, right? Yeah, Myron is wrong about a lot of shit. The most obvious is the dating stuff, so let's get into it. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of the red pill and kind of understand the basics, but just in case, I found the clip that
the red pill is that a lot of their ways to deal with women is manipulation and, you know, game tactics, which don't work because you're trying to artificially create aura. You're trying to artificially make attraction. That shit doesn't work, my nigga. You're trying to artificially, like, what was it, Dread Game? Were you intentionally don't talk to a woman? Or you ignore her text to build aura? Like, that's not it, bro. That's not it.
Perfectly encapsulates most of what's wrong with this dumbass ideology.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, man, but I don't do shit for the express pleasure of women, man. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's the problem, bro. Nigga, you wonder why girls ain't feeling you, yet you talking about like we just have sex to procreate, nigga. If you're gonna have relations with a woman, y'all should both have a good time, bro. Y'all should both have a good time. Like, make sure she gets her rocks off too, bitch.
It's way more important to protect her than to please her. Who gives a about a woman's orgasm. It's useless.
Right.
Sorry.
What is bro yapping about?
Wait a minute. You said who gives a have a woman ever had an orgasm with you when you was having sex?
Yeah,
Do you know how that feels
But
for you?
Yeah, but like, I don't. It's, like I'm not like in there like trying to like make it happen. I just like do it. If it happens, awesome. If it don't, like all right, well.
So that's why your relationship's like gonna work out.
Yeah, she's right. Not only because Myron is clearly bad at sex,
Female vaginas are disgusting.
but because he doesn't give a shit about making his girl happy. Myron's entire philosophy is that just because he has a six-pack and money, that a woman should just be grateful that he chose
That's
her.
the problem with that red pill shit. They think as long as you have a six-pack, 6 figures, and you're 6 foot, you can get any girl you want. They completely neglect your energy, your aura, your person. Like, they neglect all that. Like, they are heavily prioritized on just get ripped, to get money, you get hoes. Which is not, it's not all the way wrong. Or obviously, you know, you get your bands up, you know, you build your physical attraction. The amount of women that are going to most likely feel you more or going to give you a chance is going to increase. However, if you neglect the inner work when it comes to building your personality, building your morals, your values, actually being a fun person to hang around and not being super judgeful and resentful, guess what? The relationship's not going to last long, bro.
Because he's more rare than she is.
Higher status men are rare. Most women are not. Most women are, because what men find attractive in women is easy to find. Is she beautiful, quiet, and submissive? A lot of women fit that. That's why men are okay with multiple women, because you guys are easy to replace. That's a cold, hard reality we don't tell women. So what I say is, if you're able to get one of these guys to take you seriously and give you a title, be happy with that. Because now, you've taken his last name, you are no longer average like the bitch that he fucked on the side.
But what this
Cole's mom.
Boy, this is gonna be a long one. we not even halfway in this. How long is this recording right now?
This
oh my
clown
god!
doesn't
Oh my
understand
goodness
women-
gracious, nigga! I've yapped for 20 minutes. Oh my god!
want to be around someone that they enjoy spending time with. Crazy, I know. It's this dumbass kind of thinking that led to Myron getting dragged all over the internet when his girlfriend left him and possibly cheated on him. Usually people feel bad for somebody who just got dumped, but look at how he talked about his girlfriend.
I'm not sneaking around in my own fucking house. My girl, my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole situation, argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. That's how real it is.
Sorry for her.
Yeah, and here's the thing. No. She lives a great life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
That's
right.
fine.
The problem is that y'all don't even know if mine was hitting, my boy. I don't even know if he was hitting that shit for real.
And we never have sexual relationships, guys. Like,
and she said it herself. They never had relations.
you should stop with this.
Them boys commented, about damn time. How many blue chews did you take? We all know you were smashing Angie. You know what, bro? I wish, but no.
That doesn't happen is wild.
Like these make me think that Myron never saw her as a person, but more as a tool that he could use to make himself feel more important and less gay.
Female vaginas are disgusting.
I mean, imagine being a normal woman with a 9-to-5 and regular self-esteem, and having to tell your family that you're dating the host of the Fresh and Fit podcast.
What do you guys think about Hitler?
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like, the Jews don't want to take accountability.
They don't.
That's
yes.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
The horror you would feel when they turn it on and watch that show with you. I find Myron's advice to be so objectively harmful and stupid that I wanted to get a second person's perspective on this just to make sure I'm not being a hater-ass bitch. So I went to the wisest man I know, my sensei, Tijuana Jackson.
Tijuana Jackson, ex-convict turned motivational speaker. I'm a life coach with a goon hand.
Hoping he could bring some more insight into this foolishness. Him being a father of 3 and an elite businessman, I wanted to get his opinion on Myron's philosophy.
Let's see what he thinks. Let's see what he thinks.
Beyond living with your wife and kids.
I don't live with my girl. I don't think, I think it's a bad idea to live with women. I think it makes you weak.
His mindset for this is that if you live with a woman, right, you've bagged her, you secured the bag, you're going to be lazier and all that. I disagree. I feel like when you live with a woman, you're putting more on the bar. What I mean putting more on the bar is that, let's say you're just a single guy and you're down on your luck. you're broke, you fucked up or something, you can just crash at a friend's house until you recover, get back on your feet, etc. But when you have a wife or kids, all that, you can't just leave for days on end and crash at somebody else's house. No, you got people to feed, you got people to take care of. So it's actually the opposite. You're gonna work harder and put more weight on the bar. And even if it's not that, even if a lot of guys get married and have kids and, you know, stop taking care of themselves as much as they did when they were single, I'm not living with a bunch of niggas all day, bro. What I look like wanting to wake up and see nothing but niggas. I'm good off that.
Now, if you have kids, obviously, you know, a couple days a week you want to be there. But I think living... Yeah, because you're a supporter, man.
I thought you said you believe in the nuclear family.
I do believe in a nuclear family.
Well, that doesn't sound like a nuclear family.
I wouldn't sleep there every night, and the reason why I'd have it, because I think because you still got to maintain the attraction with the woman, right? So like I got a girl now, right? We've been together for a bit. She doesn't live in the same place as me because I think women end up making you soft.
That sounds like Arrested Development in my mind, but for so many reasons. But my primary reason is, you know, if I could help it, I wouldn't live with no fucking body. But again, I see the emotional, psychological effects it has on my 4-year-old when I'm not able to sleep at home because I'm on the road, or when he wakes up and I'm not there. He just has a completely different disposition. So define strength, define weak. All these things, again, are based on your priorities and where you are in your life. And if you're 35, but you still got college dorm fantasies, hey, it says a lot. And what a lot of us don't realize, man, is a lot of us experience so much dysfunction throughout our childhood and throughout our upbringing that we were robbed of our childhood. And so what you witness today into the end, and same goes for gals, is a lot of us living our 20s the way we wanted our teens to be, and living our 30s the way we wanted our 20s to be, and living our 40s like we wanted our 30s to be, and so forth and so on. That's why it seems like such an infantile culture. And guess what? Now everybody got a mic and a platform.
Speaking of infantile dialogue, I wanted to get my sensei's perspective on a regular episode of Fresh and Fit. I think his answer will surprise you.
No, you're just dumb. It's not all black women.
Speak for
you
yourself.
Just have
You're
lack
dumb.
of
Speak for
critical thinking
yourself.
skills.
I'm 23
No.
and I'm probably doing better than you. Speak for yourself.
Bitch, who the f are you talking
Your
to?
mother is a bitch. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, listen, you stupid retard. How about this? How about this?
Make your show.
How about you get your fat ass up and get the f out of here? Get the f out of here. How about that?
That's
We
not
don't need
true.
you. Get the f out of here. You need to hit the gym. Yeah, you're.
Well, what are my thoughts? Well, I have absolutely no sympathy for the woman on that just got escorted out. I have no sympathy for her, none whatsoever. I'm just keeping it a buck.
That just seemed like a shouting match, to be real with you. I don't know the context behind this. Like, I don't know the context behind why they're screaming at each other and all that. You feel me?
I grew up in certain hoods. Let me tell you something about Hollywood, Florida, okay? Every dope fiend passed through that mug. It's just certain spots you can't go. Because if you go to them spots and something happened to you or you don't make it back, the first thing people gonna ask is, what was you doing there? You know the reputation. It ain't hard to go online and do the research. You subject yourself to being ridiculed and berated in that way. Maybe if she thought she could promote her business or whatever, hey, cool. But she can't get there and act surprised. No, you show up when in Rome. When you know.
I honestly think he brought up a fair point here. As much as I love and will continue to be shitting on Myron, the women that subject themselves to this bullshit.
Yeah, you did show up on the Fresh and Fit podcast. And the thing is, if these dudes been doing this for months and you've watched clips, you've seen how they move, and you still show up, especially if you're the argumentative type, that's definitely a point. You, like, especially if you, like, you know what I'm saying, you're like, oh, well, you da-da-da-da, like, you're the type to just argue and be argumentative and all that, like, you know how these dudes be moving at Fresh and Fit, bro.
Aren't blameless either. Any self-respecting person, as soon as they realize what this situation is, they should immediately leave. And to give credit where credit is due, sometimes they do. But as we know, most of the time, they don't. Another thing that should be glaringly obvious in this clip is just how racist Myron and his Negro minion are to black people.
You ratchet ass Caribbean host think you can come in here and run the way you want.
Anti-blackness is a huge part of Myron's being.
I don't want to be like you stupid niggers anyway. Keep your Shaniquas, keep your Larkishas, keep your fucking Weave Warriors, keep your Watermelon Warriors. I don't give a fuck.
You good? Are you okay?
And do you need anything from me?
People like Myron Gaines and Candace Owens are some of the most famous internet who will propagate any and every single negative black stereotype possible so that they can get a little pat on the head from the racist whites.
And I would argue black people nowadays have more opportunity than anyone else.
Yeah.
You guys, affirmative action, DEI, whatever, people that aren't qualified are getting jobs, etc. And then for some odd reason, if I call this shit out, I'm considered a white apologist, or a white nationalist, or a white supremacist.
I don't want to be like you stupid niggers anyway.
No, I just acknowledge the reality that in America, right, unless if you're a white male, you know, everything is against you if you're a white male.
Yeah.
Like white males are some of the most targeted race because everything can be blamed on them. You know, that's just the reality, so I call it out.
You suck, nigga.
Myron's self-esteem is so low that he goes to whites-only Twitter spaces looking for virtual validation. And when they inevitably call him the hard R and tell him to leave because he's African and they're
African / Middle Eastern, they don't like you, right? You're seeking external validation and you're not gonna get any support because you're chasing validation. And chasing validation, no matter if it's from a woman or a group, always leads to them ostracizing you, throwing you away once your usefulness is done.
White supremacist.
Tell that nigga to go find it himself.
He responds with this.
Hey, Myron, you're in a hostile
And I'm not
area,
scared
bro.
to have conversations with you guys because I'm not a pussy.
Okay, well,
you're gonna have to either kick me out or whatever.
You're not gonna have a conversation with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this dude's so whatever. British guy, like, dude, I know you're mad about 1776.
Mad about 1776? Bitch, they're mad because you're African and they're racist. And after they kick him out, he joins another whites-only Twitter space, this time leading with some anti-Semitism veteran moves, but eventually gets asked a question by another one of his fellow racists that totally stuns him. Let's take a look.
Can I make this interesting? Can I make this interesting real quick? Myron, you were in my space the other day, and I said, you know, you're doing a great job calling out these Jews, but, you know, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks, and would you go home? And you said, I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-white.
Yeah, this is literally what they say. This is the rhetoric and the ideology these guys have. All these dudes on the right. They're telling you that if they gain power, they're going to take this country and either subjugate all the other ethnic groups or kick them out. That's what they said.
Whites is that once you think you help us, that you're just going to stay in our country. Do you still stand with that answer?
Hate to admit it, but considering the environment he's in, that's a valid question. Once they take their country back, it would be pretty fucked up if you stayed there messing up their Aryan utopia with all that nasty ass melanin you have. This is what a lot of these love to ignore. If these people got what they wanted,
they're kicking your black ass out because it don't matter how much glazing, bootlicking, meat riding you try to do, they gonna see you just like me, a nigga. They gonna see you just like how they see us, bro. The rest of us, you feel me? Because you got this.
You wouldn't be
melanin. You see this? You see the forearms? You see the forearms and the wrist? That's melanin. And if you got that in you, you should not be supporting none of these people, bro.
They don't like you.
You're in my country right now.
With you.
You're an invader.
Nothing to do with you.
You hate the Jews, but at the same time, you are a Jewish bioweapon. You're a Jewish bioweapon, Myron.
I just have to acknowledge the fact that he called him a Jewish bioweapon. That's the most unhinged shit I've ever heard in my life. They don't like you, and you'll never be able to debate, hate, or facilitate your way into being white. No matter how many black people you throw under the bus, to them, you're just another. Nigga. I think Myron has that black people are fake victim shit so deep into his head that he forgot that there's people out there who will hate you just because of your skin color. He spent so much time hating on black Americans, especially black women, that he really believes that they're on his team.
You know how many white supremacists and white nationalists call me an honorary Aryan nigga? Bro. I can show up to the Klan rallies, guaranteed.
Nigga, what? Myron, go, please. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't go great. Do it. Do it tonight. Make us all look stupid. But again, I'm just some gay hater, so I wanted to show a clip to my sensei to see if he could give me some sort of unique insight on Myron's relationship with black people.
And black women, here's another thing, dirty little secret about black women. They don't like intelligence. They don't like competence. They don't like proper English. They don't like educated, none of that shit. You corny. You ain't got no slang. You're boring. You're white. You're white. You're a square. I'll tell you this. Black is the only bitch that will sit there and roast you for being smart. Intelligence is not respected or admired in the black community. Competence is not respected or admired in the black community. You know what is respected? Being a thug, talking like a fucking dumbass, and being a criminal.
I find it hilarious because his entire argument works against his own behavior. Don't get me wrong, I too have been subjected to ridicule, you know, because my teeth wasn't perfect when I was a kid, or because of the fact that, you know, because of the fact that I operate with a different swag. Or one time I got drunk and went to jail for stealing tropical fish from this hotel aquarium and violated my parole. You know, even I would get ridiculed for traveling. Again, I don't like lumping it in. I'm saying the black girls that I encountered in my youth, I would say a good percentage of them ridiculed me for being different and having different experiences. You feel me? Now, when we talk about black women, we should at least distinguish. Because now you say women, you are going to a different level of maturity and experience. Which black women is he referring to? You're talking about millennials? You're talking about Gen Xers? You're talking about Gen Z? Gen Y? What are we talking about exactly? He's saying black women don't appreciate intelligence. Now, in a previous clip, I just heard him come out his mouth with the B word. I heard him make all these, you know, loose accusations and generalizations about a woman that just had a different opinion as his.
I'm telling you, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, has he ever demonstrated intelligence to a black woman? Or what he puts out, but gets
good. That's a solid point.
The response he gets. You feel what I'm saying? When you speak of black women, there's these cultural distinctions. The African American, for instance, the black woman in America's experience is very different from a woman in Somalia. Okay? Even if the woman from Somalia were to come to the United States, her experience in the USA is going to be different. The trajectory, whether we know it or not, culture, especially today, culture is distinguished household by household. The problem with his argument is the same problem that completely discredited the entire Red Pill movement and completely discredits the
problem with him is it's a lot of generalizations and stereotypes. Yes, there are some younger black girls that will be like, you're corny, you're this, that, and the third because your swag is different or you move a certain way. However, as they get, I'd wager this, the older these women get, the more appreciative they are of a man who's competent and intelligent. It's not going to be all women who appreciate things like these, but that goes for every ethnicity and race.
Feminist movement. It completely discredits.
These earplugs make your commute quieter than a library.
The generalization.
I think that's a really
That's
valid
what I thought as well. It's a lot of generalizations.
And like, these generalizations are a huge problem, but I also understand that if you want to have conversations about stuff like this, you're going to have to make some generalizations. But the funny thing is when Myron tries to use things like stats to prove his point that black people are so lazy, he's so blinded by his hatred of us that he doesn't see that his stats actually counteract his point.
You are not oppressed as an African American in the United States, or an FBA, foundationally Black America, whatever they want to say. They say all these excuses about why the black man can't get ahead. I'll give y'all one stat, all right, just to show you guys how ludicrous these guys are. In 1940, okay, 87% of blacks lived in poverty. By 1960, about 47% of blacks lived in below the poverty line, okay? So a 40% drop. Also, keep in mind, this was before the civil rights era. So racism was at its highest. So please explain to me how you had a 40% drop of blacks living under the under the poverty line, and one of the worst eras to be a black person in the United States, and then you're fast forwarding to 2023, where racism exists. I'm not denying it exists. However, it is not strong enough to keep you back or hold you back from success. No way. But you're telling me people had way more obstacles back then and they were able to not live in poverty? Come on, man, get out of here.
Now, there's a lot wrong with his argument here, but I think the biggest thing that this dumbass forgets is that the rate of black poverty has continued to go down. According to him, it was at 87%. I mean, let's be honest, we started at 100%, but according to him, started at 87%, then went down to 40, but in 2022, it was at 17. So like, what the f is his point here? Honestly, I think that's pretty good. To go from 90% to 17% in 2 generations, I feel like that's pretty impressive. But he's using this to try to prove how lazy modern black people are. Because he's so hurt that he's not in the group that he can't even think straight. My theory is that Myron's hate for women and black people come from the same place. A lack of fitting in or feeling understood. I've heard Myron many a time
Most
talk
likely,
about—
that's what I thought as well. Like a lot of these guys who adopt this red pill mentality, especially black guys, right? Hold on. Hello? Alright. I think the problem with a lot of these red pill guys is that they have a lot of their mentalities and ways of thinking are rooted in resentment, right? Because like, let's say you're a black guy, you're in this red pill space and you're speaking these ideologies and ways of thinking. A lot of these guys were not in the, the black kids groups. They were made fun of, they were roasted, they didn't get none of the, the black girls back in high school. And now they're taking that anger and resentment out on these podcasts and on these women now that they're older. Like, a lot of this that's the problem with a lot of red pill ideology. It comes from a place of hurt and resentment.
How uninterested women were in him when he was a kid because he was overweight and nerdy.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So now that I'm up, you're down, that shit, I'm gonna exercise the leverage.
And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. My only thing is, nigga, you're 36 years old. Creating a podcast dedicated to attacking women every single day is just about the least productive way to handle your childhood trauma. And like I said earlier, your advice is objectively terrible. The only thing you're doing for these men is making them more insecure and unlikable.
It's a biological imperative, my friends. Okay, it's called Briffel's Law. Basically, once the man stops providing value to her, she's going to end the relationship. Okay? The formation of the relationship and the existence of the relationship is basically based on the female's needs and if they're still being met. If they're not, the relationship more than likely will end. Because like I've told you guys before—
It's such a exhausting way to look at a relationship. Like, it's like, am I providing value from this woman? Am I doing what I need? Like, I understand where he's coming from. Like, yes, as a man, you should be providing some level of value to a relationship. I'm not going to disagree with him on that. You should provide some type of protection, emotional comfort, wealth, etc., right? Like, what I'm saying is don't be a bum. However, to just view a relationship as only in exchange of values and not of love, comfort, or overall just ideas is wild to me.
Women are professional and biological resource extractors. If they're no longer able to extract from you, the time is ticking and they will leave.
Dumbass, that's not just women. Any self-respecting person, once they feel they're not getting anything out of a relationship, they leave that relationship.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said don't be a bum. Like, if you aren't cleaning up the house, working a job, providing money, you're not there to take care of the, the household, and you're not with the kids, and you're just laying around and she ends the relationship, don't be surprised, my nigga. You stopped helping. Right? A relationship is a partnership. Both sides have to provide some level of value or substance to the relationship. Otherwise, it falls apart. But that's not just romantic relationships. That's business as well. If you're working with somebody, right? Let's say you're both content creators and you record, you stream, you vlog, and this person edits. And, you're sending all these clips and they're not editing on time. They're coming out late. They're not trying. You're going to be like, yo, what's going on, bro? And if they just stop doing their working, I'm like, okay, you're off. I'm doing this as a sole proprietorship, right? That's not just relationships with men and women, romantic wise. That's every relationship or partnership in history.
It's just how humans work. To depict women as these soulless resource extractors does nothing but fulfill your pathetic little male victimhood fantasies. And if you really gave a shit about helping men, you would see that. And I don't know, it's been a trip watching the rise and fall of Myron Gaines. It's been a little dystopian, honestly. it's pretty clear he's learned absolutely nothing. If I'm being honest, I've only seen him get more hateful and aggressive over the years.
How about this? You can get the fuck off the show.
Yeah.
How about that? Get the fuck off.
Yeah. If you get it's fine.
This disrespectful. Matter of fact, real quick, any of you bitches want to get up and leave, you can feel free to leave. Because at the end of the day, you guys are all sluts anyway. So I don't give a f. You want
See, bro, like he's feeding into that ideology. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these guys are watching these red pill dudes who didn't get any type of play until they were mid to late in their 20s.
Get up, get the fuck out. Matter of fact, oh yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And I don't think he's someone who's capable of developing in any sort of meaningful way. I really don't. But his audience...
The worst part is he's 30. He's in his mid-30s, man. If like he was like a really young dude and he was woofing, talking to a woman like this, it's still wrong, but you could argue that that guy's young, inexperienced and all that. But he's old. Okay, not old, right? He's older, right? He's in his mid-30s. Which makes it even more so.
A few years ago, I made a video making fun of the red pill, and I remember reading a comment that stuck with me. I'm not gonna find it because I'm lazy, but essentially they said, maybe this ideology isn't perfect, but you're not supplying an alternative. You're just talking shit. Which was true, and that was a big reason of why I wanted to have Tijuana Jackson in this video. He's someone I've seen firsthand like really help people talk through their problems and make real breakthroughs. If you are somebody who seeks...
That's the thing. When it comes to red pill ideology, I'm not going to say everything is trash, right? Because if you watch this video, there is points where I could see where Myron was coming from. And in some cases, even agree with him some point. Like, yes, you should be providing value in a relationship. But the problem for a lot of the red pill ideology is that a lot of it, especially the dating aspects of it, and when they talk about women or speak on women, is that it's very primal. Like, she needs to cook, clean, do all, like, and if you want a traditional relationship, go right ahead if both parties want it, but that's not something you have to do or have to force on your woman, right? The thing about this ideology is that a lot of it stems from inner pain, trauma, and overall, right, just hurt. Like, a lot of these guys are hurt when it comes to dealing with women and just navigating dating as a whole, right? And I can definitely feel for these young guys who didn't have an older, brother or cousin or father figure to give them game or to, show them the ropes. So they were lost, and then they found their ways to the red pill after rejections and heartbreaks and whatnot, right? However, going full red pill isn't going to guarantee you a healthy relationship with a woman, and it's not going to guarantee you success in the dating market, right? I'll say this. Take from the red pill what's going to help you in life. Throw away the stuff that's not going to serve you. And then add your own element to it. Shout out Bruce Lee. But with that being said, this is a long-ass reaction. This shit is over an hour long. God damn. But, shout out comment for this video. With that being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay blessed. And I'm out.